Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Venice. It's the FIBA Europe Cup final, the second leg. Umana Reyer Venezia welcomes Sidigas Avellino here into the Mestre on a huge night for both these clubs as they strive for their first piece of continental silverware. The club anthem, you join us as that is in full voice. And the crowd here arrive with great confidence after the 77-69 victory in leg one. Venezia believe they have one hand on the trophy, but that one hand can be snatched away. These clubs play each other so regularly in the Italian league. They've played each other in the Basketball Champions League in the last 2 years, and then they face each other in a huge European night, where the winner will walk away with their first ever European title. Massive disappointment for Avellino in the home leg last week. Nightmare from the free throw line, poor from the three-point line. They're too good a team to deliver those stats again. So this tie being turned around will surprise no one except these guys, the home fans, making all the noise they can. And they hope to be singing that loudly in around an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes time, when one of these teams will lift the FIBA Europe Cup trophy. What a season it's been for Umana Reyer Venezia. Their women's team made the same level final in the women's game, coming up one game short, losing that final. It's a long time since two teams from the same club have been at that level of European competition. What a great achievement for this whole club. The Venezia Palasport Riccio is fairly unique with its relatively low ceiling. It's a real holder of noise, and the atmosphere builds and builds and builds throughout. The one light on the stats from the first leg was the tremendous performance by Avellino on the glass. They out-rebounded Venezia 40-30. But as I said, their poor performance behind the three-point line, and they're just, well, you could say almost criminal performance from the free throw line. 52% in a European final for Avellino. Pretty much destroyed any chance they had of a first leg victory. Teams are getting introduced to the crowd, and there's a crescendo of noise as Avellino, with this roster, are introduced to the Venezia crowd. Our Filoi has become a fixture in the Italian national team. Jason Rich has had huge games, all three games against Venezia this season. He has been incredible from the field, although 2 from 7 from the free throw line last week was just the worst stat he could have hoped for. Umana Reyer, the roster, no player played more than 24 minutes in leg one. 5 players hit double figures. It was an enormous team performance for Coach De Raphael's lineup. Well, Filoi will know all about this crowd, having been part of the Umana Reyer Venezia lineup that made the Basketball Champions League Final Four. Don't forget that comes up this weekend from Athens. So it's a huge week of basketball, a huge week of European basketball on the FIBA calendar. The two premier club competitions in a matter of days, the silverware decided. Make sure you check out the action from the Basketball Champions League in that Final Four over the weekend on all the channels that will show those games from the OACA in Athens. The crowd with the surnames of these players. Dominic Johnson, Michael Bramos is going to have a huge part to play in this game. There's going to be so much resting on experience that he's got to bring all that to this Umana Reyer Venezia lineup. Jenkins was strong off the bench last week, really did give a lot of momentum and really stretched the lead during that second quarter. 48 first half points for Venezia last week. They really did come out firing. Mitchell Watt had 13 points on the night. He played 24 minutes last week, the most of any player on that Umana Reyer Venezia lineup. But this is the FIBA Europe Cup. This is what players play this game for. Silverware on the line. Representatives from the club and the Italian Federation in the crowd. Looking forward to what will be one of those nights that just leaves its mark on your memory. Well, the equation is quite simple for Avellino. They just have to shoot better percentages. There's the dignitaries around tonight's game. You'll see those guys later on when it comes to presentations of awards to whichever one of these great Italian clubs will lift the trophy. Oh, the banners in the crowd. What a night of sport it is in Italy. Huge European football night, huge basketball night. Italy is one of those European countries where sport has such an important part of the culture. And the basketball focus is here in Venice. Umana Reyer Venezia, 9-point lead from the first leg. Trying to close out a two-legged tie is not easy. It's not easy at the best of times, especially when the teams know each other so well from the same country. The teams have split games in Serie A in regular season play. Venezia went a game clear at the top of the championship at the weekend as Milan slipped up. Here's the Sidigas starting lineup. Oriol Filoy is inserted into the starting lineup. Des Wells was superb last week, but can Kralio Fresenko produce a fourth quarter as he did last week, where he was just dominant? Martin Lernan really does hold together Stefano Sacriapanti's lineups. He's the glue guy that makes this team work. Starting lineup for Umana Reyer Venezia: Bruno Corella and Marcus Haynes in the backcourt. A three-guard set with Stefano Tunu and Austin Day, who was tremendous last week at the 4. The athleticism he has brought to this lineup is phenomenal. And Mitchell Watt does what Mitchell Watt does every day, in and out. Went to work, scored on the inside, played really solid defense, and again, solid contribution as he has done throughout his 2 years here at Venezia. Well, here's the third team for the final, the three officials: Senor Buto, Sasha Marcic, and Anastropoulos. The three officials that make up the third team. What did De Raphael? Well, he took Venezia to the championship in Italy, took them to the Basketball Champions League last year. Now he'll get some European silverware if his team can repeat the performance from last week. But these fans from Avellino believe that their team, and in particular Kralio Fresenko, will have a lot to say about that over the next 40 minutes. The first leg pressure is one thing. This comes down to two halves of basketball where there's a European piece of silverware at stake. Well, welcome to Venice. It's the FIBA Europe Cup final, the second leg. Sidigas Avellino in the green and white stripe, Umana Reyer Venezia in the burgundy. Welcome to Venice. Welcome to the FIBA Europe Cup final. We're underway. And Avellino will get a first look at it in the half court. Filoi will move it on. Lernon's got to be more productive than he was last week. A lot of action away from the ball. Little curl to the inside. Fesenko for two. And it's deja vu for Avellino as Fesenko gets the first 2 points for the men in green and white. Great defensive effort. Well, you've got to make a statement. And Avellino going to the inside offensively, and Jason Rich almost comes up with a steal. Great effort. Sideline possession. Marcus Haynes, little hesitation, goes baseline, looks for a pass. Now there's a matchup. Fesenko's got issues right now. He move it on. Penetrates, pull up for two is no good. Watt can't gather, and Filoi has it. And you have the feeling that the tempo is going to be so important for Avellino. I don't think they're going to want to run up and down. They started incredibly quickly last week, but that really was something that worked against them as the game went on. Filoi off the high screen, little second move, fade away for two is no good. Fesenko just corrals it, and one. Filoi wants to foul, but when you've got this much presence on the offensive glass, you shoot with confidence. Fesenko drew contact, great control. And the big man, the more minutes he can play, the more chance Avellino have. Well, it really is deja vu. Great start for Avellino. Their first trip to the free throw line ends up with a miss. The three is gone, is long. And no one on the glass at all for Umana Reyer Venezia. Rich will move it on. Lernon will hit. Wells needs to go inside with a pass. Lernon to the inside, kicks. Filoi, feet set, is out of bounds. There you see him. His heel just goes over the line. Marquez Haynes and Des Wells getting to know each other. They'll see a lot of each other over the next 40 minutes. Nice little pass. Watt goes up and will go to the free throw line. Nice penetration right into the stride of Mitchell Watt as he went to the hoop. He goes to the free throw line. 13 points in the first leg. Still pointless after nearly 2 minutes. Watt to try and open the account with the second free throw, and he goes 0 for 2. A little pressure. Good defensive effort. Just took away any angle to drive to the hoop, and Wells will turn it over. The noise is just phenomenal in the gym. The ceiling just throws it straight back down onto the court. Marquez Haynes into the half court. Corella outside, moves it on. Watt, feet set for three, doesn't get the drop. And Venezia a little jump shot happy at the moment. Not quite the team that knocked down 25 points. Nice pass, Wells to the inside, he's blocked. Little stopper, Filoi stays with a play for two. And a 6-0 start for Avellino. Not the same tempo as last week, not the same rate of scoring. But Avellino open up the smoother of the two teams. Mitchell Watt, nowhere to go, gets gapped by Fesenko, needs a pass. Under 10 on the possession, Corella moves it. Marcus Haynes, great first step. Mishandles out of bounds, and 3 minutes into this game, and Venezia looking a little tight. Ball's knocked away. Wells and Rich got a little piece of it. Deep catch, Rich goes to work, second move, little hang time for two is no good. And Stefano Tunu comes down with the defensive rebound, finds Day. First time he's really had a look at the basketball. Now he needs a pass. Defensive effort by Avellino is out the top drawer. Day thinks about the three, takes it with the left hand. Lunin shows him left, nowhere to go. He's gonna have to put it up, takes the tough one. And the foul's called on the floor. 1.9 on the possession. There's at least one, if not two fouls with a hand on the chest. Marquette Haynes will inbound. What outside? Frasenko's going to gap him. Almost a little sleepy was what? Marquette Haynes. There's no ball movement here. Nice pass. Oh, that's the way to open the account. That's the way to get this crowd in the game and settle whatever nerves there were. Weak side went to sleep for Avellino. Rich will take the ball stream for Frasenko. Stops, fires the three. Way long. Marquette Haynes in transition. Numbers down the floor. Rella goes inside. White had it wide open. Finishes the, no, blows the play. His own rebound for two is good. And Venezia looks so much happier in transition. Avellino are going to have to control this tempo. Rich keeps going to the ring. He's fouled. Will go to the free throw line. Stefano Tunu will pick up the personal. There's the second contact is the foul. There's that reach across the arm. Beautiful little pass. Frasenko looked to help. Not sure he really needed to. Well, this will tell you where Avellino are. Jason Rich went 2 for 7 last week. Makes the first in the Italian league game where Avellino lost at home against Sassari. He only went to the line twice and made both. And he makes both again, so maybe last week was the aberration. Day outside the three-point line, guarded by Martin Lunin. Moves it on. Marquette Haynes is spending a lot of time with the basketball. Day in the lane, almost turns it over. Got to go up. Carella's got no time. He's going to have to put it up. Gets it away on the buzzer. Is no good. And in the half court at the moment, Avellino are just giving Venezia so many issues. Rich goes up with a float. It's no good. Frasenko's on the glass. Can't get it. Chance to run. 3-on-2 break. Just find the open player. There he is for two. Bruno Carella gets down the floor and outworks his opponent. Wells will go high. Turned over. Day's off to the races. Down the runway and throws it down. We're tied at 8. And 6 of the 8 Venezia points are in transition. So the equation is clear. Avellino take care of it. Get shots you want. Shots like this. Rich to the hoop. And one. Straight down the gut of the defense for 2 for Jason Rich. Tough move in traffic. Watt's there. Tuno's there. Off the glass for 2. It doesn't matter who's there for Rich. Mitchell Watt picks up foul number 2. Here you go, Bramos checks in. Watt will, in fact, Watt stays in the game, I think, yep. Stefano Tunu in, gets the drink, gets the towel, gets the seat. Jason Rich. He would have had nightmares after last week's free throw performance. He goes 3 for 3. at the start of the game, and Avellino lead by 3. Marquez into the half court. Day will be the initial pass. Hands it off. Haynes gets it back. A lot of time with the ball. Marquez Haynes straight to Lunan. Chance here for Avellino to run. They do not commit to the break. Freeloy for 3 is off. And they dodge the bullet as Dominique Johnson comes down with a defensive rebound. What an impact he had last week off the bench. Straight to the ring. Inside, outside kick. Day for 3 is no good. And the ball hits the back of the glass. Mitchell Watt's going to sit. Dominique Johnson, 10 points off that Umana Reyer Venezia bench in leg 1. Straight off the bench, straight into the action. Lorenzo Duecole gets some early time here on the floor. Didn't play a lot last week. Down the middle, take that. Jason Rich, a one-man demolition crew at the moment. Johnson outside will hold. Ramos thinks about the 3, finds Johnson on a flare, in rhythm for 3 is off. Work on the glass, great job. Tremendous effort by Shane Lual, who just throughout his career has made a living around the backboards. Rich again off the pick and roll, creates advantage, ball turned over. Nice pass, Ramos for 2 is good. And again, more points in transition for Venezia. Avellino simply must get back, must get Umana Reyer Venezia in the half court. Rich again in the lane off the glass, doesn't get the drop. Defensive rebound is hauled in, 3 down the floor. Day attacks it, left hand, almost turns it over. Now he needs a pass, and Venezia still struggling in the half court. Day on the flare will find Johnson. Day in the block, turns around for the little soft 2 is no good. One of those armchair-like fadeaways. Got a whistle on the play as Bramos takes one for the team. Austin Day will sit. Last 2 minutes of the first. Well, it's not been the 25-25, but it's been as intense. Feel like a little hesitation. Finds an angle. Doesn't get the drop. Sean Lual on the glass. Gets it off. Shot puts it up, and Lual's just active. Ball's knocked away by Perez. Feloy comes up with it. And Feloy says, let's have a look at what we've got. 10 seconds on the reset. They go pick and roll with Shane Lual. He'll dive to the hoop. Feloy step back for 3 is off. And it's no way for Andrea Zalini to corral in the rebound. And Avellino dominant on the glass as they were last week. De Nicolau tries to restore a little bit of order. Boy Pelic. Again, there's not a lot of rhythm and flow. They go pick and roll again. We've got a foul. And Baliglia dived to the ring, went up, drew contact. And we say it every time we cover Paul Baliglia. It's just an undersized big, part of that Italian national team now that has been phenomenal in the World Cup qualifiers. He relieves the pressure out of bounds. Pelic looks at his options. They show him the corner. He tries to get to the middle, spins back, goes up, right hand, he's blocked. Shane Lual came from the weak side and said, you're not bringing it in here. 2.2 seconds on the possession, 1:07 on the quarter, and timeout Umana Reyer Venezia. They want to construct something to get the shot out these 2.2 seconds. They trail 3. It's relatively low scoring, and that needed to be expected. Let's take a listen. Well, here's the replay of Austin Day down the runway and taking off. And that's really indicative of how Umana Reyer Venezia have got their points. Only 2 of their points have come off anything really in a half-court set. So 8 of their points in transition. Well, 50%, 0 for 4 for 3 is an 0 for 3, so the three-point line is no one's friend at the moment. It's Venezia have only been to the free throw line on 2 occasions, 0 so far. Well, they create the open look, and it's no good. Peric will hunt that one down, new 14. Johnson gets back to Peric, who attacks it. And they move it on, straight to the hoop, foul on the play. Shane Wall sportingly picks up Andrei de Nicolau. Strong, fearless move to the hoop. Allowed to make this a 1-point game on the night. Don't forget, Umana Reyer Venezia have an 8-point advantage from leg 1. So at the moment, not that we'll refer to this too much until the 4th quarter, they trail by only 6, Avellino, with the basketball. That's how tight this game is. Zellini will move it on. There Cole and Feloy combine in the backcourt. Well, you can see where Feloy was going. But the pass was a little hot for Thomas Shrub. The Canadian really couldn't. Well, if he'd have had his hands exactly in the right place, he might have stopped the basketball, but that was a hot pass from Feloy. Last 30 seconds of what's been an intense first quarter. Johnson outside the 3, we got a whistle away from the ball. Peric makes the first and ties the game at 13. Iliga goes back up, gives Venezia the 2-point lead with the offensive putback. You just can't say enough good things about him. If you work hard in this game, you can make a career, and that's exactly what he's doing. Feloy needs options, needs a pass, finds one. Nicole puts it on the floor, stops, has it knocked away. Plenty of time, they go with a 3, and they don't get it to drop. Did Johnson have a little longer? Who knows? And at this point in time, no one should care, it's over. What a first quarter. Intensity doesn't do it justice. Crowds in it, both sets of fans have lots to be positive about. There's confirmation at the end of 1. Umana Reyer Venezia have a 15-13 advantage over Sidigas Avellino. It's FIBA Europe Cup final, it's the 2nd leg. And in current standings, Umana Reyer Venezia have increased their 7-point first leg, their 8-point first leg advantage, to 10. This one is set up beautifully after the first quarter. Second quarter action underway. And De Nicolau gets it off. They can't get the three to drop. Shane Lowell comes down with another positive stat. It was a little anonymous in game one. We really do need a performance from him right now. Rich needs a pass, finds one. Zarini will lift. Well, they go down low. Zarini with a mismatch, goes up. And Bramos had to foul. And Zarini will go to the free throw line. Great recognition. Umana Reyer Venezia a little small on the floor at the moment. But they got caught on the switch. Can only make one of the two. Little fumble, pressure's released. Baliga was more than active and more than aware of the situation. De Nicolau breaks the defense down, now needs a pass. On the inside with a jump hook. And for him, that's a bunny, misses that. Like, it just works so hard to recover. Peric, great first step to the far side of the ring, loses his footing. And a chance for Shrub to lead the break. Mid-court foul is Andre De Nicolau, who takes one for the team. Oh, great first step to the bucket for two. Don't get the drop, but he'll go to the free throw line. And Rich is just, well, he's almost undefendable at the moment. He's breaking defense down in every situation. And Johnson just left like he had his feet in concrete. Rich just blew past him. Well, after his three throw woes last week, he's perfect from the line so far. Ties tonight's game was 15 apiece. Two for two from the line. Avellino get their noses back in front here. Substitutions coming in. Michael Jenkins will check in. Shane Lowell will sit. Jenkins has it, just gets it off to De Nicolau. They have to extend to get the entry pass. Great defensive effort by Avellino so far. Their defense is just all over this Umana Reyer Venezia team. Baliga nowhere to go. Five has to take the tough turnaround. And again, the numbers in the half court for Venezia are poor. That's the only way to describe them at the moment. You've got to credit the Avellino defense. They've made some adjustments from last week. A lot of pressure on the man with the basketball. Rich again, trying to create a little bit of advantage. Fosenko dives, wants a deep catch, doesn't get it. Shrub on the inside with the push for two. Nice finish by Thomas Shrub. Whistle on the play. Deco is charged with a personal. He won't mind that. He has a job to do. He's doing it so well at the moment, really putting pressure up the floor. Smart play to draw the contact. Is Shrub with a push straight out of the dribble. Marquez Haynes checks back in. I think he's got to move the basketball here. The ball is, while it's stuck with Marquez Haynes, this Avellino defense know exactly where they're defending it. Peric again on the dribble, gets to the far side of the ring for the pretty two. And you can always expose Fosenko if you get him outside the keyway, which is what Peric did so well then. Zarini Frishenko wants a deep catch, doesn't get. Rich, little fadeaway jump shot, doesn't get the drop. Peric again rebounding well. Peric attacks Frishenko in the lane off the glass for two. And Frishenko's going to have to decide how he's going to play Peric now. Does he just camp in the lane and say shoot the three, or try and guard that penetration? Rich has it in the corner. Frishenko sets the screen. Wide open for the three from the corner. Zarini doesn't get the drop. Marquez Haynes has it. Numbers down the floor here for Venezia. Again, great. Pelic, 7 points in a row. For Herboy Peric, timeout Avellino. And Umana Reyer Venezia, it's their turn to have the momentum swing. Coach Sacriapanti will take the timeout. And they have just exploited the Krylov-Frishenko matchup and have got anything they wanted. Changes and adjustments are called for Avellino. Let's see what we get. Well, this is when he puts it on the floor. Frishenko just can't stay with it laterally. Gets in the lane, kisses the glass. That's back-to-back twos. And when Frishenko decides, hey, I'm not going to get out on you anymore, you're going to have to make a jump shot. That's exactly what Peric does. Nails the three, 7 points in a row for the Croat.
Okay, guys, come on. Go. 55.
Well, important time here for Avellino. They've started so well. They found a way to control tempo. And then Peric has just gone off. Inside touch for Frishenko. Why wouldn't you go there? Kicks it out. Zalini, Frishenko ducks in. Tries to go to work off the glass for two. Gets the drop. Unstoppable in this competition. When he gets a catch that deep, and he's still got some legs. Marquez Haynes again, a little over dribble time here. Four guys standing around, they kick it. The open three is short. And Frishenko, in his own space, in his own time, just hauls it in. Chance to tie this for Rich, or even take the 1 point lead. Attacks it again, goes hard, far side of the ring. Frishenko cleans up for two. No defensive rotation at all for Venezia. Bramos will move it back. Haynes again, ball gets stuck with him on the dribble. Watt, inside, outside. Haynes in rhythm for three, got it! Better ball movement by Umana Reyer Venezia. Haynes with his feet set, just stroked it. Only the second three on the night for the home club. Wells trying to get himself going here a little. Mishandles it, almost turns it over. Recovered, great hands, great hustle. L1. Marquez Haynes gets Jenkins gets the breakaway with a great defensive effort. He's not going to be denied. And he gets set, takes some contact, gets the two. Will go to the free throw line. And as we just said, dangerous times for Avellino on the road with a deficit. Have to control this. 5 point lead on the night, 13 point margin on the tie. That's when it starts to get worrying if you're Avellino. Make that a 14 point lead on the tie. Exactly the right man to have with the basketball. Ariel Filoy into the half court for Avellino. Oh, it's great defensive effort by Mitchell Watt. Just played quick, would not get sealed underneath. and Avellino forced to take their second time out. They're playing against a very confident, a team in a great place. Umana Reyer Venezia won the first quarter 15-13, lead this 13-9, much more even flow offensively to this period. Let's take a listen to Sakria Panti.
Now we come back in it and we stay with them. How we recover this point? Don't worry. Hey, hold the ball, stay together. Okay, then we call it back. In offense, now we call it one side. Air screen to receive. Or top pick la police in up. If you don't receive, spread the floor really far.
Hey, listen, every pin down, whether it's round side, any pin down, don't wait here. Come down and hit it.
Wow, great use of his bench here by De Rafael, going back with a very strong lineup out that timeout. They've got momentum. They're going to try and really push. 6-point lead on the night, 14-point lead on the tie. And here's Marquez Haynes, going to get the ball screen from Watt. Down screen to get Day the ball. They'll go pick and roll. Day going baseline. Nice drop down to Watt on the inside. Needs a pass, find one. He picks it up off his shoes for three. Just knocks it down. This team is in a good place. Corella gets his first three of the night, hasn't missed from the floor, and there's a 9-point lead on the tie on the night. Inside, outside, Lumen tries to answer a free of his own, which he does. When you need your captain to step up and your experienced man, that's what happens. Marquez Haynes has it, 4 minutes to go in the half. Avellino have got to hang tough here. Jenkins looks to turn the corner, finds Day in the corner. Gets in deep against Lunin. Turn around for two, who is no good. Efrasenko cleans house again. Filoy needs a pass, early entry. Wells gets down deep, tries to get it to Frasenko and does. Wells is fouled. I don't think he's going to be that pleased with a foul. He was giving Frasenko wide open too, but the official, I think, has to call. There's a foul, there's the other one, and another one. Big, big three for Martin Lunin. Really did need that. One for the team, two for his own confidence. Filoy, feet for three is off. Defensive rebound is Watt, and Ariel Filoy hasn't got the radar going at the moment. Watt on the inside against Lunin. Trying to look to see if he can get what he wants. One-on-one, they're going to play him. Goes with the left hand. Tough shot. Filoy moves it on. Jason Rich in transition, draws contact, will go to the free throw line. Again, Rich continues the perfect night from the free throw line. And it's that stat, the one that broke the hearts of Avellino last week, that's keeping them tight in this game. Rich, first one he's missed, but Frasenko all over the glass. And the three is good. back to a 2-point game. And Fittipaldo off the bench just strokes the three. Peric to the bucket for 2. He's having a half to remember. 10 points personal. Rich. Foul called on the play. More free throws for Avellino. Well, everybody's smiling. Frasenko was the man that was fouled. He wasn't the man that went to the free throw line, but the mistake was spotted, so they got the right man on the free throw line. And that's why they wanted Frasenko on the free throw line, because he is a 50% free throw shooter, 0 for 2 on the night so far. Goes 1 for 2. 3-point game. 11-point tie at the moment. Avellino seemed to have stopped the bleeding and re-established themselves in the game. Marcus Haynes for 3, just stroked it in rhythm. They tried to show away from the screen. And the American with Georgian nationality just stroked the free beautifully. Second 3 of the night. Here's Rich trying to answer. Needs a pass, finds a pass, wide open, Fittipaldo. Can't get it to Jock. Frasenko comes up with it, just rips it, goes up with a right hand, is fouled by Peric, and Frasenko will go to the line. That's a rebound effort. Frasenko just rips it, then he goes up in the lane, gets a little contact. Here's the play, watch this, in rhythm. Haynes just gets a little separation, just fills it up from deep. Frasenko makes the first. Two for 2 from the line, just what the doctor ordered for Avellino. Frasenko sits with 1:59 to go in the half. Peric will release the pressure. Tough finish. So much composure for Baliga. Four points personal for the 2-meter big man. Rich to the glass for 2. Doesn't get the drop, but it just falls into the hand of Philoy with a little bit of razzmatazz on the behind the back. He flares, catches, looks inside, gets a little messy. The ball gets off to Philoy for 3, is long. Fittipaldo comes up with the offensive rebound and a complete breakdown. No one on the same page at all for Avellino. Walter De Rafael will take the timeout. His team in a very, very good position. 38-32, a 23-point quarter for Umana Reyer Venezia. Really are turning that screw a little tighter. They lead by 14 on the night, on the tie, 8-6 on the night. And this crowd are feeling it. 52% from the 2. Even the 3-point percentage is trying to creep up to 36%. 14 free throws for Avellino. That's the one stat that has enabled them to stay in this game. And the major difference this week is they've made their throws.
Let's go. 1, 2, 3.
So Venezia will have possession. Trying to make the most of the last minute of this first half. It's so important for Avellino here to be no worse than 6. It's manageable then. Marquez Haynes shakes, gets to the middle. Ball's kicked for 3, is way short. Fittipaldo has a look, doesn't like his numbers, so he'll get it into the half court. And it goes over the top to Rich. Likes the matchup. They're going to call that offensive. Oh. Let's take a look. That's, let's just say that's a tough call. There was no hook, no real lead with a shoulder or elbow. And the referee on the on the opposite side of the floor made the call. Right in front of a lead official on the baseline. They're just questions to ask. I'm not a referee, but it's just questions. Feet set, Haynes for 3, got it! Oh, he's been hot in the second quarter. 3 from 3 from beyond the three-point line. 3 from 4 on the game. And it's out to a 9-point lead. So important they get a score here. Avellino needs some positive going into the half. Fittipaldo shakes a little move in the lane for the tough floater. Is no good. Shanawal's got it. Kicks it out. Lerner for 3. Doesn't get the drop. And at the half, Umana Reyer Venezia, after a tremendous second quarter, have opened up this game. Here's confirmation. They lead it at the half, 41-32. Are they halfway there? Wow. That puts them 17 up on the tie. Do they have one hand on the trophy? One hand's never enough. This second half is gonna be intense. Avellino will get a run at some point. Will it be enough? These stats at the moment tell you their performance is not quite enough. 18% from the three-point line against 38% from Venezia. That explains away the margin. Avellino need to step it up at both ends of the floor. Plenty of time left. Do they have enough? Well, the only way to find out, join us for the second half. We'll see you shortly for the second half of the FIBA Europe Cup final here in Venezia. Get a drink, get a rest, catch your breath. We'll see you in around 10 minutes.
Attenzione amici, maxi schermo, comunichiamo il nome del vincitore del Umana Reyer che verrà premiato a centrocampo. Il vincitore è Stefano Bortolotti di Mestre. Complimenti Stefano, ha indovinato il
Spazio 5, completamente rinnovato, via 7 via Messina, angolo Galleria Teatro Vecchio, con le nuove collezioni.
Di qua in teatro?
Si può sapere dove va?
A conquistare il mondo!
Non sarà pericoloso?
Amore, c'è un fondo di clienti che ti aspetta.
Non sai di quei clienti?
Pensa a tutto.
Presi 4 appuntamenti da 2:20 a 3, 2, 1, vai. Lista 3, apre l'esercizio. Per sviluppare i problemi di all'estero, fatti accompagnare in service. Gli specialisti. www.teres.it.
Informiamo che i biglietti per il big match dell'ultima giornata di regular season tra Umana Reyer a 7 Olimpia a Milano e programma mercoledì 9 maggio qui a Cagliaccio saranno in vendita da domani al Reyer Store nei punti vendita abilitati e su www.reyer.it. Vi consigliamo di munirvi tempestivamente del tagliato. Ricordiamo amici del Cagliaccio che quest'estate il programma la Umana Reyer partenza da Venezia verso la Grecia, l'Umana Reyer insieme al top sponsor MSC Crociere organizza per il quinto anno una speciale vacanza dedicata ai tifosi oro granata, camp di basket a bordo della nave, attività con i testimonial oro granata e tante altre sorprese. La Croce Reyer sarà a Venezia domenica 15 luglio e come potete vedere nel massi schermo la tappa Brindisi, Catacolo, Olimpia, Santorini, Atene, Corfù e Codor Montenegro. Domani saranno pubblicate tutte le informazioni su www.reyer.it e già sul Reyer News tutte le varie informazioni. Vieni in vacanza con noi, Croce Reyer, una settimana di divertimento, relax e pallacanestro.
Well, welcome back. Both teams been out on the floor for a little while. All the issues, all the questions in the Sidigas Scandone Avellino locker room. Jason Rich really did carry them for a while, got to the ring consistently. They didn't get as much production as you would have expected from Corrado Fosenko, but he still has 11 points, hasn't missed a field goal. He's done a great job by his standards from the free throw line, 3 from 5, 8 rebounds. He's an efficiency rating of 18, and for a while he got that support from Jason Rich. He also has 10, but on 2 from 8 shooting. Went to the free throw line a lot though, 6 from 7 from the line. Those two with the double digits are not getting any support from anywhere else across the roster. The next highest scorer has 3. Where, by comparison, Again, it's a very much a team performance from Umana Reyer Venezia. 14 is the highest set of minutes. That's Marquez Haynes, who's had a really tremendous game. Austin Day, by his own standards, not really making the contribution you would expect. 1 from 6 from the floor. But his slack has been picked up by Hervé Pelic. 4 from 6. He had that period where he went 3 from 3 from the field, 2 twos and a 3. 1 from 2 from the free throw line. Has an efficiency rating of 9. And he really has taken up the Austin Day slack. Only Thomas Ress, the veteran, hasn't seen action on the floor. Dominique Johnson with 540 as the lowest minutes across that Umana Reyer Venezia roster. I don't think that'll be the case when we look at this game at the end of the night. Well, the dilemma, the question, the challenge, whatever word you want to use for Avellino. 1, I think it's tempo. 2, they cannot allow this Venezia lineup to run the floor. When they run the floor, they look very, very effective. Got to try and make this a half-court game. Got to try and work their way back in it. But then when you've got to literally overcome, to all intents and purposes, a 17-point halftime lead, well, you need to win the third quarter. You don't need to win it by anything particular. You need to win it, though. You need to be in positive at the start of the fourth. If you can get it to close to 10, you're in the game. Well, welcome back. I hope you've enjoyed your break. We're ready to go in quarter 3. Martin Luna will inbound the basketball to Ora Filoy. And they're going to double team that. He's going to have to go long. Wells, who's been anonymous so far, had a great game last week. Got to find a way to contribute. Wide open, Filoy in the corner. Can't get it to drop. Luna's on the glass. Great little pass, and Frasenko adds to his 11-point tally already. Day tries to go to work on Luna. Luna tries to lose contact. They're going to count that. Oh. I think the ball was on the floor when he knocked his arm. Then he picked it up, then he went up. Let's have a look. I don't think the referee, there's the foul. The whistle is gone, and then there's the score. And Austin Day picks up and gets himself going after that slow first quarter. 10-point game on the night, 18 points on the tie. Goes upstairs to Frasenko for 2. They're going to count that. Frasenko goes on to 15 personal. He is putting in a shift. Hasn't missed from the floor. He needs some help. Day will move it on. Not sure what will extend it. And gets it off to Marquez Haynes, who's feeling it. Way short though, gets his own rebound. Blamos will move it on. Watt faces up, go on baseline. Frasenko just manhandles him out of bounds. Rich in transition, looks to break the defense down. Second step, draws the contact, will go to the free throw line. Yet more free throws for Avellino. Chance to make it a 6-point game. It just shows you how frustrating Rich's performance from the free throw line was last week. Last week, 2 for 7. This week, 7 from 8. Chalk and cheese. Six-point game, and Avellino, nice start to the third. Little extension defensively Tanu advanced the basketball, needs a little help, finds it in Day. We'll get it back to Marqueth Haynes, who takes the ball screen. Day lifts for the three, drops it. Great rhythm offensively for Venezia. They didn't have that in the half court in the first half. It's a little more settled down. Frasenko, they're milking Frasenko. And Bramos is going to be charged with a personal. Why wouldn't you milk that Frasenko well? Because he's going to have to sit soon. Now he's deep, wants a deep catch. Got to get the deep catch. Takes him off the block though, does what? Frasenko, inside, outside. Rich gets it to Frasenko! Take that! Spikes it hard. Still 100% from the field. He is a one-man wrecking crew. Day moves it on. Haynes in rhythm, is short. Wells just about hangs on. Earl Filoy goes lob to Rich. Now he goes to work. And one. Day just got off balance and Rich just went straight at him. Chance to make it a 4-point game on the night. 12 on the tie. We're close to game on here. Soft touch. Here's Frasenko, inside, outside. Rich just drops it to him. It's only going one way, and it's down. Rich already 14 on the night. Him and Frasenko are carrying this team offensively. And just when you thought Venezia were trying to eke away, they're hauled back to a 4-point game. Marqueth Haynes has it knocked away. Takes the jump shot for two. He's short, almost got made to take it. No one else touched the ball again. Wells attacks it in the lane, learning for two. Well, there's one team who's sharing the basketball at the moment. It's Avellino. Great start to this second half. Sacramento trying to milk the emotion. They trail by 2 on the night, 10 on the tie. And then while they pass it, while they share it, while they get high percentage shots, Marqueth Haynes has not had a great start to this third period. Well, the Wolves are hunting impacts. The Wolves for Avellino, hunting down Umana Reyer Venezia at the moment. Back to a 2-point game on the night. Momentum is a tough thing to break, and at the moment it's all with Avellino. Up the floor pressure coming out of the timeout, just to mix it up a little. Jenkins guarded by Rich, just about gets it over the timeline. Bramos is fouled by Filoy, who didn't give him space to move. Yeah, Filoy gets a little too up close and personal. Jenkins will take the inbound. Takes the tough two. Can't get it to drop. Chance again for Avellino to tie on the night or take the lead. It's going a little quiet here in Venezia. Rich stops. Long two. Got it. Tied up game. We've got a new ball game on the night. 17 personal for Jason Rich. In the 2 league games, he's had over 20. He's well on course for over 20 tonight. Austin Day. Again, it's all dribble by Venezia. There you get a wide open pass, wide open look. Bramos can't complete it, but at least he got an open look that time. First field goal for Bramos. Well, first field goal attempt. Here's Philoy. Drops it into Frasenko. Nice find. Rich for 3. Drops another 3-pointer from deep. Does Jason Rich and Avellino have a 3-point lead on the night? Trailed by 9 at the half. The 12-point turnaround at the moment in this period. 18-6. Marquez Haynes answers. Oh, that was deep. Marquez Haynes just refusing to let Avellino back in the game. Luna moves it on. Rich operating. Philoy goes down low. Wells trying to get himself going. Frasenko can't get the offensive rebound. Day steps back. Long 2 is good. Well, that's what Rafael thinks about it. That's what the fans think about it. And Venezia respond to the comeback to lead it by 2. Timeout. Sidigas Avellino. An 18-6 has become an 18-11 5-point response by Umana Reyer Venezia. Back to a 10-point lead on the tie. But what a response by Sidigas Scandone Avellino. Well, Haynes is deep on this 3. He's halfway to downtown Venice. But Sidigas have proved they have a running them. Both these teams played in the regular season of the Basketball Champions League. You can see action from the Basketball Champions League this coming weekend. It's Final Four weekend in Athens in the Basketball Champions League. Games on Friday and Sunday. Check out the schedule. See the best 4 teams in the Basketball Champions League looking for silverware. Here's Philoy looking for silverware in Venice. Gets the ball screen from Shane Lawal. Philoy with a second move, wraps it down to Lawal. He's fouled as he was going to go up. And line possession, move 14. Philoy, a little hesitation, kicks it in the lane, wide open for the 3 is good. Lorenzo Delecole from the corner, just stroked it and buried it. Last 4 minutes of the 3rd, what a game. Day outside, ball handed off. Jenkins just moves it to Marquez Haynes. Puts it on the floor, gets inside for 2. No help, Philoy showed him one way, and Marquez Haynes just blew past him. 14 points personal. Jason Rich. Over Peric. You can guard big and can guard quick. Rich, little hesitation in the lane for 2. Both the last two plays, just great individual one-on-one plays. Rich goes to 22 points, 50%. Peric has it, goes baseline, off the glass, and one. What a move. Herby Peric. Use the ring to protect it. And Lual's just got to stay down and move his feet. Peric. The three-point play ignites the crowd. Tough finish. Great poise, great control. And Peric has a chance to make it a three-point play. Which he does. And Avellino couldn't have played much better in the last few minutes, yet they still trail by 2 on the night. Venezia just responded. They're all over Jason Rich. Now he goes away from the play. Filoy, lift from the weak side. Cole down the middle, goes with the left hand, soft touch for 2. Lorenzo Dele Cole joins the party. 5 points personal in this period. We're tied at 57 on the night. The Nicolau moves it on. Peric in the block, guarded by Lunin. Goes with a tough hook. Good defensive effort. Chance for Avellino to retake the lead. Rich just ghosts past people, blows the layup, got a whistle on the plate. Whatever happens, Avellino are shooting throws. Either it's in the act of or in the penalty. Rich gets past, help comes. Peric does well to stay straight. Shane Lual makes the first. It's a 7-point game on the tie. 1 point lead on the Knights. This is game on time at the end of the third. Lual goes 2 for 2. Forget the previous tie now. It's a 6-point game. Peric puts it on the floor. Great defensive effort. Nicolau can't get it to drop. Great effort on the glass. And Lunin comes down with it. Shrubbed it so well not to foul. Filoy for 3 is long. Well, you can't fault his courage. Wasn't really in rhythm. Johnson inside out. Peric sinks to the corner. Gets to the middle, goes with the left hand for 2. Tough move. Tough move. Peric goes to 15 personal. Great numbers on the game. Tied at 59. Filoy. At some point, Ariel Filoy is going to get hot. It's not happening for him at the moment, but you can't write him off. Goes to work to the ring for 2. There you go. You cannot keep a good man down. It's not working from the perimeter, so the national team guard goes to work going to the ring. Takes Peric off the dribble. You can't stay with that. There's the foul, there's the 2, and 1 to come. Last minute of the third, Filoy just can't get anything going. Filoy with yet another. He misses the free throw. Wow. Scandone may have a point. Doesn't matter if he has a point or not. The ball's with Umana Reyer Venezia. Watt out top, has a look at his options. Perich gets it back. The Nicolau looks at his options in the lane with a little float up. Well, they challenged him to make it. And as he should, Andrea de Nicolau just knocks down the two. Stop and pop and miss. The ball belongs to Venezia. Rich couldn't get it to drop. Perich is outside the three-point line. Don't forget Avellino with fouls to give. That'll be their fourth foul. They're doing all this with Fosenko getting crucial minutes on the bench. We said they had to win the third. They've done that. No doubt that they've done that. 29-point quarter for Avellino. Perich has it in the block. Last 6 seconds. Oh, nice pass. Beautiful pass. For full court is no good. And in spite of a 29-point third quarter, Avellino still trail by 2 on the night, trail by 10 on the tie. It's 63-61. Umana Reyer Venezia are 10 minutes away from being the FIBA Europe Cup champions. But there is still more than enough time for Sidigas Avellino to turn around a 10-point deficit. They have given themselves a shot at this at the start of the fourth by winning that third quarter. All to play for Sidigas. They trail by 10. That is doable. The singing, the clapping, the noise, both sets of fans. There's a big, big contingent of Avellino fans really putting some noise out for their team. Big, big quarter. They're going to need another 29-point quarter, I think, to get the win here. But they've shown they're capable. Fosenko is going to be crucial. Well, 20 trips to the line. It shows how aggressive the Avellino have been, just how they had to be. They have been super, super effective when they've been aggressive. Ten minutes away from crowning the FIBA Europe Cup champions. Haynes curls, nowhere to go. Perich outside, 8 on the possession. Johnson with a little bounce pass. Oh! Welcome to the fourth quarter. Welcome to Mitchell. What time with a throwdown? 65-61. And that's the way to announce intent in the fourth quarter. Fosenko's got to get a touch. Comes out to ball screen. Gets it on the inside. Oh! That's the way to get to quieten the home crowd. 19 points on 8 from 9 from the floor. Doing everything he can to try and get the road win that might take Avellino to a title. Haynes pulls the trigger for 3. Short defensive rebound, chance to push and run. Sharp will push. Fosenko will go ball screen. No, he's going to go deep. That's offensive. I'm a long way away from that call. I wouldn't claim ever to be a referee, but I think even I would have called this foul. There's that shoulder, there's that dip, there's the foul. Not at this time do Avellino need to be making just fundamental mistakes. Into the half court, Marquez Haynes got a whistle. Well, that's a clear foul. Zerini has not got his forearm on the cutting player. He has the palm of his hands on the cutting player, which is an easy call for the official, and quite right, it was made. That's Zerini's fourth foul. Peric steps back off the screen, attacks the space behind it, goes to work, takes the tough lean away, no good. Well, a minute and a half have ticked off, and Venice will be counting down the time. What they do not need is to keep sending Avellino to the free throw line. Marquez Haynes picks up the first. He'll sit at this point. Rich, easy two, great little execution, nice curl off the screen. We're tied at 65 again, 24 points personal. Blamos, how they need his experience right now. Off the ball screen, Miguel Bramos finds Johnson on the lift. Watt tries to play quick, goes up, left hand, oh! I think Frasenko got a piece of the ball, got a piece of everything, but Mitchell Watt finishes the play. Derek Cole gets it into the half court. Knocked away, recovered by Shrub. That's going to go out of bounds. Ball will belong to Avellino. Great effort by Johnson. Dominique Johnson just would not be denied. Whereby Peric sits, Days back in. They look long. Shrub goes up, doesn't get the drop, recovers it, needs a pass, finds one. The call for three is no good. Ball's off for Shrub, ball belongs to Umana Reyer Venezia. No need to panic here for Avellino, plenty of time left in the game. They trail 10 on the tie. 2 on the night. They will not go away, Avellino. De Nicolau weaves a little magic, needs a pass, finds one. Johnson is off with a three, and Luna comes down with it, looks to give it up. Rich skips for two, far too easy. Very pretty move though, ties it at 67. It stops though. The thing that Avellino need right now is stops. Stop, score, puts them right in it. Johnson off the high screen, gets a reposition, stops for the long two, is no good. And we're gonna have a whistle on the play. Mitchell Watt charged with a personal. Yeah, over the back, over the arm. Well, Poboliga steps in. What an impact he had early on as Watt picks up foul number 4. Who knows how important that might be. They look long. Wide open for three. Oh, a great decision. Tremendous pass out of bounds. People going to sleep on the floor. 6:20 to go in the Europe Cup final. Avellino trail by 5. Game on. Down to stops. Blamos needs a pass, finds a pass. De Nicolau, deep on the shot clock, penetrates. Blamos gets to the foul line, stops and pops for 2. That's where you build and make a career. Michael Bramos at key moments, taking key decisions, making big shots. Brings them back to 1 down on the night. Rich stops, fires up the 3, is short. and Frasenko is pushed. I'm not sure if he was pushed where he could fly through the air. Baliga's looking a little perplexed. That's the third team foul. And Venezia again picking up fouls. If they foul again, Avellino will go to the free throw line and could almost win this trophy from the line. Rich. Frasenko with the screen. They go after the ball. He recovers it, needs a pass. Guarded by Baliga. 4 on the shot. Rich stops, takes the tough 2. Oh! Oh my word! Baliga could not have played better defense. And Jason Rich, with no time on the possession, stroked the tough 2, opens it back out to a 3-point lead. Marquez Haynes backs it out, doesn't like his options. Now he does. Takes Feloy into the screen. Hesitates into the lane. Is blocked by Frasenko, but Feloy is going to be charged with a personal. 1.8 on the possession. Marquez Haynes, and Frasenko will get some moments here. Expect them to be moments too. Shilawal checks in. Haynes solid from the free throw line. Two for 2. Back to a 1-point game on the night. 7-point game on the tie. Jason Rich, it's becoming a little too predictable. They've got to move the ball. Feloy for 3. Just cannot buy one. He just absolutely cannot buy a 3-point shot. He's 0 for 6, 0 for 7 on the night. Bramos is long. Feloy comes down, finds another way to contribute. Rich has it. There's no way Feloy goes 0 for from the 3-point line. Jason Rich, tough move. Little reverse layup for 2. 30 points personal. Trying to carry his team to a FIBA Europe Cup title. Go Bramos has seen these situations before. Carella will move it on. Day thinks about his options, puts it on the floor, gets help, goes with a tough he's blocked. Shilawal just blocks it. 4-on-3 break. The ball in transition. Kicks it back out to Rich, to the corner. Feloy attacks, blows the layup. Make that 2 for 12. One of the players of the Italian season is just having an absolute nightmare offensively. Foul on the play. Both teams. Frasenko comes in for 3:30. Baliga sits down. Watt comes back for 3:30. Avellino will take the timeout. They lead it by 3. There's the breakdown. A 42-30 second half is still not enough. They trail in the tie by 5. 2 possessions. That's all it is now for Avellino. .15 offensive rebounds for Avellino. crucial in giving them a chance here. But no points off turnovers. Again, 13 points for Avellino. When they turn you over, they score. End line possession, they get it in. Day with a running hook. Beautiful finish. Frasenko, why not give it to him? Why not? Just let him play down there. Day charged with a personal. Keep going to the well. The well is by no means dry. Frasenko has it knocked away. Day, Pelic, nice pass, easy 2. 9-point game on the tie. They're almost there. There's still plenty of time though. Avellino, is it Feloy's time to get hot? We're just gonna face guard Rich. Frasenko has it, foul over the back. That'll be the 4th team foul for Venezia. Carella with the personal. Rich will shoot the 3 throws. Quite simply, he has to make. And you think back to the 2 for 7, to the 52% from the first tie. What they wouldn't give for that to be 65%. That would have been enough. Rich goes 2 for 2, re-establishes the 1-point lead. 2:43 is an eternity. Shane Noel comes in for the defensive rotation. Frasenko sits, he'll be back. Great control. Marquez Haynes backs it out. Feloy guards Haynes, as they would have done last year in practice for hour upon hour. Haynes takes the tough one, way short. I don't think it's a 24-second violation anyway. Great effort by Peric. There's nothing to complain about. The ball didn't hit the ring. No one had control over it. Ball comes off of Feloy, but there's a 24-second violation. So 2:19 to go. Avellino have to score. They don't have to score the 3. They don't have to be crazy. There's plenty of time. Score and stop and see what you get. Luau outside, has it knocked away, recovers. They're going to call that offensive. Now it's down to the defense that Avellino can play. They lead by 1 on the tie, and they trail 7 on the overall scores. Delicao gets it into the half court. Marquez Haynes finds Day, guarded by Lunan. They go pick and roll with the Nicolau. Pelic wants, gets, goes at Feloy, inside, outside. 4 on the shot. Oh, what a lead, what a finish by De Nicolau. Composure at its best. Picks up his 8th point of the game. Jason Rich, what's he got? He's got a 3 attempt. And that's no good. And I'll be looking at the last throws of the FIBA Europe Cup. Just about beat the pressure. Blamos moves it on. Peric. Goes to work on the inside, then he's fouled. They're not going to count it. It'll be a two-shot foul. This crowd want to celebrate. This crowd want to mark what they think is going to be a European trophy for the first time in this club's history. Almost there. What a game by Peric. 15 points, make that 16 points personal. He had that spell where he went 7 in a row. He now gives Venezia a 10-point lead over the tie. Filoy surely is going to get hot. Surely is going to make a jump shot. Kicks to the corner. Step back for 3. Is no good. Lunin can't get it. Ramos can. Peric slices through the defense, finds some space, and they move it on. There is no time on the tie. Filoy's going to foul. What emotions must be going for Ariel Filoy's mind. The man Venezia player last season made the move. There is deep satisfaction in that smile in the front row. Look at that. Holding back the emotion. What a club Umana Reyer Venezia are this year. Women came up just short. The men's program, 52 seconds away from their first major European title. Made the Basketball Champions League's Final Four last year. Ironically, beating Avellino on the way to that Final Four. Now, beating Avellino as Filoy goes for the little layup for 2. 45 seconds. Marquez Haynes just pass the ball. Move it on. Day has it. Foul on the play. Duracal is charged with a personal. What a brave, brave attempt on the road by Sidigas Avellino. Trailing by 8 from the first leg. They got it to 4. They got it to 5. They started the game with a 6-0 run to trail by 2, but they never got over the hump. Day misses the first. Thomas Ress, the veteran, the captain, the leader of this group. His minutes may be right down at the twilight of his career, but he leads this group and its culture and its mentality. 30 seconds. Cole moves it on. Lunin spins it. And Filoy is fouled on the baseline penetration. He will go to the free throw line. Try to contain the emotion. This place is going to erupt in 27.6 seconds. Ariel Filoy. It sums up Filoy's game. Really does sum up his numbers on tonight's game. 2 from 13 from the floor. 1 from the line. 1 from 2 rather from the line. Ramos has it. 22 seconds running off the clock. There's a 3-4 second differential. Every single Venezia fan is on their feet. That's what winning a European title means. Ramos for 3. That won't mind. That'll do it. That is the first European title for Umana Reyer Venezia. They are the FIBA Europe Cup champions for 2018. Walter de Rafael celebrates. The crowd celebrate. That is a tremendous performance over 2 legs. The program continues to achieve and continues to grow. And now they have some European silverware. Now they are a European champion. What a performance by Umana Reyer Venezia. We'll get the confirmation, we'll get the numbers, but the only number that matters is 81-79 on the night, 10 points on the tie. They are the FIBA Europe Cup champions for 2018. Well, there is the confirmation, 81-79. Venezia get the win at home that confirms the 10-point aggregate victory. There is so much noise in this facility. Just take a moment. No, it takes two teams for a great final. Sidigas Avellino could have folded after a 10-point first leg loss, but they came here and laid it on the line, closed it to a 4-point margin, closed it to a 2-point margin on the tie. Never got over the hump. Never got over the hump, and will be the runners-up behind a superb champion team. Last season's championship winners in Italy. They lead the Serie A this year. Basketball Champions League Final Four last year, and now European silverware that very shortly will be presented in mid-court on their floor. Again, another great team performance by Umana Reyer Venezia. Marquez Haynes way above his normal minutes. But 9 players got minutes on the floor. Pretty much 9 players got double-digit minutes on the floor. They wear you down, they wear you out. And that's what it's all about, the FIBA Europe Cup, that very, very shortly will be handed over to this team. They'll just sort themselves out and we'll quickly get on to the presentation. Bench scoring again, a huge factor in this tie. (35-16) in points from the bench.
We will begin with the winners for the round team of the FIBA Europe Cup 2018. Please give a big round of applause of the team Sidigas Scandone Avellino.
So Sidigas Scandone Avellino will step up first. As I say, it takes 2 teams for a great final. And you take away the horrendous free throw stats in the first tie. You take away their performance from the 3-point line, and they would have really been in this tie going into the second leg. The 8-point margin was just too much for them to overcome against a quality team playing at the top of their game. Ariel Filoy, nice touch by Warner de Raphael. Exactly what you'd expect of de Raphael, congratulating his former players. Got to give some respect to de Raphael. You've got to win in the right way. That's exactly what he's doing now. And they will be presented with their runners-up medals by Mr. Kamil Novak, the FIBA Executive Director for Europe, and Maurizio Battiaf, who is the Secretary General of the Italian Federation. And they will hand over these runners-up medals. The medals you never want on the night, the medals you never really want to be putting around your neck on the night, but when you sit down and when you reflect on your season, it's an achievement to be in this situation. It's just not the one you want to be in on the night. Andrea Zolini did what he always does. Carlo Fesenko. He's 31 years old now, the 2'15" Ukrainian. But in games like this, as he showed, when he gets it deep, he's unstoppable. Tremendous game for him. His numbers are just impressive by any stretch of any imagination. Fesenko, 21 points, 9 from 11 from the floor, 9 from 10 from the field. He actually shot a 3 deep on the shot clock. 15 rebounds, a valuation of 33. It's just a phenomenal performance by Fesenko. Rich was great, 32 points, rating of 25. They just didn't have enough support. Players that you'd normally expect to support didn't really make that contribution. So they come up short. They are the runners-up in the FIBA Europe Cup 2018 competition. And now we'll move on to the winners, to the champions, to the team that has taken all before them, has been stretched along the way, but has always found a way to win in this Europe Cup since they joined the competition from the Basketball Champions League. On the podium, the FIBA Europe Cup 2018 champions, Umana Reyer Venezia. And the medals will be presented by Mr. Cyril Kumans, the FIBA, the Europe Vice President, and Giovanni Petrucci. He's the president of the Italian Basketball Federation. And Italian basketball at the top table of European basketball yet again. The announcer giving every single player the name check before their medals are presented. And the president of the club finds his way on the floor. There was so much emotion in that front row. Why not? So Mr. Cyril Kumans, the FIBA Europe Vice President, and Giovanni Petrucci, the president of the Italian Basketball Federation, will award these medals to Umana Reyer Venezia. Anybody and everybody in any organization, the back room are out there, which is a great touch by the organization, from president down, or president up, depending on your perspective. The whole roster, those injured players not on the roster for tonight's game. Gob Ramos awarded his medal. Michael Jenkins, 31 now. Michael Jenkins, solid contribution yet again off that talented Umana Reyer Venezia bench. This team has a lot of experience. Will they use this to finish the season off with some more silverware in Italy? They'll be back in the Basketball Champions League next season, wanting to go better than they went last year when they made the Final Four. The banner, everything. Just make sure you don't miss anything for the picture. Not a person in the crowd has left There's going to be a party in Venice tonight, and it's richly deserved. Well, in addition to the performance of Day with 15, Marqueth Haynes with 16, and Peric with 16. As we say, 9 players played double-digit minutes. Corella with 7. De Nicolau with 8. Everybody makes a contribution on this lineup. Dominic Johnson, the only pointless player who played, and last week he was just phenomenal with 10 points. This team know how to get contributions from every single spot on the roster. So the trophy is just about to be presented to Umana Reyer Venezia. It's going to be presented to the veteran. Needs 2 people to lift it out there. So Mr. Silokumans will present the trophy. Thomas Ress will receive it with Hervé Peric on behalf of Umana Reyer Venezia. They are the 2018 FIBA Europe champions, and they are going to share this moment with the crowd right now. Umana Reyer Venezia, champions of the FIBA Europe Cup 2018. Don't forget, more action on the FIBA calendar, more action in FIBA Europe. The Basketball Champions League reaches its climax this coming weekend. But at this moment in time, Umana Reyer Venezia are enjoying the moment as the FIBA Europe Cup champions 2018. That's what being a champion's all about. Enjoying the moment. Well, with these pictures, wherever you're watching these from, enjoy them. We'll leave you right now. Make sure you check out the schedules for Basketball Champions League action this coming weekend. But for now, from Venezia, it's good night.